Yeah, Enrique, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
And it's good to see your booth here. You've got some production knives. You've got some customs here.
They're all custom,
Oh, all custom. Oh,
but
wow.
these are custom slip joints.
Right.
And these are the more tactical knives.
Okay.
So
So tell us a little bit about what you've got here on the table, because you do a plethora of different types of customs.
yeah. So these are the knives I started with when I first started making knives, where I learned from the slip joint cartel, mainly Bill Ruppel. And then I kind of transitioned to these type of knives, which are the more modern knives. But now my focus again is on these knives. So I guess I'm coming back to my roots.
Going back to your roots,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So I want to talk about this, and this is one of the first things that I noticed, and I love that clip point blade shape. You've got a couple here. One is a screw together design, and then one is pinned.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about the differences in the manufacturing process there.
Well, I'll tell you a little story about it first. So I was building this type of knife. So these are pinned together. There's no screws, none of that stuff. So I wanted to transition to these knives, which are all screws and all of that. It's a different animal. So I said, okay, I'll start learning screws and stuff like that by incorporating them into a mechanism that I'm familiar with. And that's how I came about to put screws on a traditional knife, but this being like a more modern, and because of the material, I wouldn't be able to pin it and heat color or anything like that. So screws do lend themselves on these knives for certain knives, certain materials. And then these are like the more traditional knives. And what I have here is just a knife that started so that people can kind of see how things start. So every single piece here is cut on a bandsaw, ground, heat treated in my shop. Then from here, we'll mill out this portion, leave the bolsters, making it an integral bolster, start putting covers, pinning it, doing the whole thing. This knife's got a bushing in there. It'll take washers, but there's still more work to be done. But this should give you an idea of how knives start out.
That's really cool. And it's really nice because we got to see while we were with those guys, kind of, I guess, 2/3 done or 3/4 done. So getting to see it in this state is a little bit different perspective, and getting to show people kind of what goes into building these knives. So how long would you say it takes you to make something like this?
It's a solid 2 days.
I like that time perspective because a lot of guys put hours on it, but it's kind of tough to break that down because some of the guys, they'll work for a couple of hours here and then not pick it back up for a few days.
I've always thought about it this way. I need to make X number of dollars per hour, so I need to get going. Otherwise, I'm not being or feel productive.
Right.
So
now, and this is a question I've only asked a couple of guys. How many custom knives would you say you make in a year?
I have no idea. I didn't even count how many knives I brought here, because I'm not lying. And she can attest to that. Like, throw them in a bag, let's go.
Yep. Got to get it done.
Yeah.
Got to get it done. That is fantastic.
I do make quite a few knives a year.
Yeah.
I stay pretty busy, so.
And then on top of that, you've got your
Production
line, and then you've got your collaborations with Superlative.
Yes, sir.
With Javi and Jared. So, you've got a lot of irons in the fire. You're a busy man. And you still find time to cook some really good food, from what I understand.
Thank you.
Enrique, thank you so much,
Yes, sir.
man.